in the upper right. Really showing his adaptability in game number 1. He is
공진 스타즈 Soulkey.
And in the bottom left, we have our very, very young Terran player, very skilled. Let's see how he does this time. He is
MVP Noblesse.
Well, you know, I like the willingness of Noblesse to use a strategy like we saw in that last game, where, you know, he does this very sneaky barracks into 3 base, make a ton of units, and do a very strong 2-2 timing push.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good fundamentals, the follow-up. You know, it's a tricky opener into good fundamentals, and a player willing to play like that is definitely one of these players, like we've said about some others, for instance, Yoda, where, you know, if the Noblesse keeps on this course, he'll become a staple, a regular in the Korean scene.
Yep, I got to agree with you. And not shocking here, Soulkey's drone scouting everywhere.
Yeah. You know, I do have great respect for Zerg players that drone scout.
Oh, you know? I think you should drone scout a lot. I really prefer the drone scout builds.
Look, scouting...
especially if you play on the ladder, to be totally honest.
Yeah.
It's just like...
I'm always in shock when someone doesn't scout me. I mean, it's
on
good
a ladder
against me.
game,
It's because I don't cheese, but I'm a barcode man. They don't know that. You know?
Yeah. Those guys that don't know all the... do they do this on the US server? The barcode thing?
I believe every server now has a lot of barcodes.
My ID's not a barcode, but it's like nobody knows what it is, so it's like it's fine anyways.
Oh, okay.
But like basically what you can do is you can make you know, capital I's, lowercase L's, and stuff like that. It has a certain pattern. It just looks like a barcode. Yeah, there's no way to read the font. So
yeah, with the font when it loads up,
instead of even knowing it's like. Instead of knowing it's like, oh, it's that Artosis guy, he always does this, I'm going to do this, you just actually have no idea who you were against.
I try to remember the pictures. But you know what I'm going to start doing, Tasis? I'm going to be a barcode and randomize my picture every time I peel
Every time. I got to play another game. Hold on, let me go into the options menu and figure out which one of these guys I want to be this time. I think I'm going to be the female medevac.
Yeah. Well,
my picture in my StarCraft profile is still that guy with the headset on.
Yeah, mine too.
He's in the background.
That's what you start with.
Yeah. That's what I die with, Artosis.
Yeah. That's actually, some of my accounts have other stuff.
I always wonder if they were going to let you put any picture.
It's too hard. You'd have to police it too much.
And that's what they did on PokerStars.
Okay. Good for PokerStars, Tasteless.
Yeah, man, there you go. Well, my PokerStars account had a King Kong.
Did it?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Cool. Black and white King Kong picture. Do you care?
I care a lot. I care about everything you say, actually.
All right, thank you.
I don't have to be interested to care, though.
Okay.
That's two different things.
That is different.
Yeah.
Well,
we have Soulkey going up to 4 queens against very standard play by Noblesse. Do you think Noblesse is going to go right into the 3rd command center, or is he going to throw down a starport?
I say starport.
No, it's a 3rd command. Look at there.
No, that's too late. I guess the wrong moment. Yeah. Joke's on you, Tasteless.
It's okay. You know, again, this is very standard. This is a good build from Noblesse. The thing is, when you watch, you know, a player that isn't like, let's say, MVP or you know, Innovation or Marine King or someone like that, do an extremely standard build that you practice against all the time, then they're going to have a very hard time of it, because this is going to be exactly what Soulkey's used to. That's what he's practiced against 1,000 times. He's got a lot more experience than Noblesse. He's been a programmer much longer.
Yep.
Even though Noblesse has more StarCraft 2 experience technically. Still, this is... It makes it much harder, which is why you see a lot of up-and-coming pros that come up quicker. They're cheesy. They're like, well, you know, I'm just going to do like gateway all-ins, or I'm going to just do this or that, or, you know, there's all sorts of different cheeses. Like, I'm gonna be the guy that always 1-1-1s. I'm gonna be the guy that always proxy raxes. And players like that will come up and have a lot more success a lot quicker, but their longevity is far, far less than someone like Noblesse. Yeah, their longevity as well.
Yes. Their longevity.
Yeah.
It's their longitude. It's okay.
Yeah. It's. I'm sorry. I'm fatigued.
It's not quite
I've had a long day.
Well, we got the double Evo chamber here. He's putting that there to make that into somewhat of a wall. The teching has begun. And he's going to mech.
Cool.
Neat.
Noblesse. Yes.
This is not a bad map to mech on.
No, it's a great map.
As long as you know how to turtle properly. And just make sure that they can't really counterattack you.
I love this map for mech. I really do. The one thing that I definitely can say is that Noblesse knows how to play against mech on this map because he is a Kespa Zerg, and in Kespa, I feel like 90% of the TVZs that I've seen from Kespa players, whether it be in practice or tournaments on Cloud Kingdom, have been mech. So, I mean, that's something that he should be ready for. And in fact, he already did open with some Roaches, but he is getting the melee attack upgrade. Yep. So it's hard to say if he's actually going to stay on Roaches.
Well, he doesn't know that it's mech yet.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
So he's actually thinking that, these are the Roaches that he makes so that he freaks out the SCVs and he can tear down depots and stuff. But he's going to go into... He's playing this as if Bio's coming, but...
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks that he's getting that attack upgrade. Well, the melee upgrade, I should say.
Yeah, it'll be useful eventually, but definitely the ranged attack would be better against the mech.
Yeah, right in mid-game. It's like, ugh.
So we'll see how long it takes him to figure that out. Because, yeah, of course, anyone going Bio will probably have Hellions anyways. Now, Noblesse with a super quick third base, and with the siege mode almost done, if he places his siege tanks correctly, the odds of him being broken very, very slim. Baneling Nest on the way, so yeah, he still has absolutely no idea. And as this layer finishes, he should turn that Overlord right there that we're looking at into an Overseer.
Yep, and then you go into the main.
And as soon as he sees its mech, wouldn't be surprised if we see a slight shift in what he's doing. He is getting Roach Speed and Infestation Pit, so that's already stuff that's going to help him against mech.
Yep. Well, there will be a little bit of downtime here. As they're both basically powered up. Fourth base for the Zergs on the way. And, yeah, I mean, we got to kind of wait. Neither player can really engage the other one without being punished so heavily that it would not. I mean, there's no way that it could possibly be worth it.
Yeah. You know, he still has no intel. He has just no intel. He hasn't run anything in. He hasn't seen a siege tank. He hasn't looked in the base. Soulkey is playing this so blind right now.
It's almost off-putting. I'm like, this is really dicey stuff.
I just love people who scout because then...
They know and they can react.
Yeah, but if you're just blindly going for this composition that... I mean, it's not that Lings are completely terrible against mech in all situations. You can definitely still use them to some degree, but is this exactly the tech route that he would want to use against mech?
He's going to go for a Karn build push, so I mean, this is like... actually kind of ideal against a guy with low roach numbers and a bunch of Lings.
That's very true.
This is actually, like, it cannot get any worse for you.
A lot of Blue Flame Hellions with upgrades are going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's really possible that Soulkey is just going to lose.
Well, you know, a lot of it should come down to exactly how the engagements go, because if Noblesse hits the push just right, then yeah, he's going to be feeling pretty good. But we're going to have to see what his execution is like in that regard. Well, we do have a lot of Infestors coming out, and I have to admit, the creep spread of Soulkey is pretty fantastic right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. He's up to 5 Queens. Queen's actually, believe it or not, a very good unit against mech.
Yeah.
They
oddly.
Yeah, no, it's weird. Actually, I was talking to TLO about that, and I guess Scarlet had told him kind of about this, how, you know, when you think about it, the Queen doesn't take extra damage from any mech unit.
Yep.
And the Queen is so big that Tank Splash doesn't come off of it very much, and it has transfusions.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that with the Tank Splash.
And it has 5 range, which means it hits Hellions, so it's actually
pretty good.
It's quite a nice unit against mech.
Well, they're both almost maxed out. The game is going to cap how many units they can make. And we're kind of waiting and seeing when he's going to push. You can see there's a counterattack set up here at the bottom right.
This is one of the least scouted games I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, players are just not... He hasn't even checked to see if Zerg has a 4th.
Yeah.
Okay, we're just going to push. This is kind of a weird game. It's not what we normally cast.
Yeah,
he's basically playing in the dark the entire time. Counterattack coming over here in the bottom center.
There is a siege tank and a bunker here, but there's enough units to take that out, for sure.
Yeah, he's going to have to run with the SCVs once he sees that bunker. Got some bungles over here on those Hellions. Third base taking or drawing heavy fire. Infestors stuck inside here. They can drop a bunch of infested Terrans over here onto the second base for the Terran. Zerg now are getting from the fourth, going back to the third.
And you know what? This is really good for Soulkey, man. This is going super well for him because that mech army out there, it'll kill a lot, but it's not going to last forever. This 3-base Zerg economy of Soulkey is going to be able to whittle that down, absolutely. Between infestors, roaches on creep, and lings on creep, he will kill that army off eventually, whereas the amount of damage done to Noblesse at home, is that something that he's going to recover from as easily?
I don't know if I don't think Noblesse is going to push any further here. I think actually Soulkey might have done it. There's not. I mean, there's about a siege checks. The Thors alone can't really cover for him.
No.
And he's right at the mouth of where all the Zerg units are going to come out of.
And he does lose it. Only one base killed.
Can we use your preview computer, Toast?
Yeah.
This is the third base. Okay, third base in shambles.
Yeah. The natural got cleaned up pretty well for a while. Thing is, he did save a lot of SCVs. He still has 48.
Yeah, but that's to 77 drones.
He lost his entire mech army, so does it matter? You know, there's going to be just a ton of stuff coming at him, and Broodlord tech is almost done. He can't possibly afford to rebuild his mech army and go Vikings from here. It's just not going to happen, Tasteless. He doesn't have the money.
Sorry for asking.
You can't get blood from a stone, as my mother used to say.
Is that what your mother would say?
Yeah.
Is that actually a saying?
I think it's a saying in northern Vermont or something.
You can't get blood from a stone?
Yeah. It's a saying.
Are you serious?
I'm completely serious. That's an actual saying.
Oh my god, that's
true.
That's no stitch in time saves 9. That's
no, can't get blood from a stone.
Why would you want to take blood from a stone or anything?
Well, no, it's just a saying, man. Like, you can't get blood from a stone. You can't get money from someone who has no money. You can't build Vikings and mech if you don't have a big economy.
Oh wow!
It's
now
that
you just saved it. Okay, you pulled it all back around.
It's a real saying. I'm not pulling your leg at all. This isn't even a joke.
Well, it just sounds like one of those, like, our toast is pulled this out of the air.
No, really. It's a saying,
it's creative enough that I'm like, oh,
I grew up with that one.
All right.
All right. Well, Soulkey right now is in a pretty darn nice spot. He's taking additional bases. That creep spread is nothing short of fantastic.
Spotting those infested underground. That's a big tell. Had he seen that was just a few roaches and lings, he probably would have behaved differently. So
yeah. You know, Broodlord's on the way. How many Vikings does he have out right now? He has 3 with 2 more being made. But yeah, this is going to be so ridiculously difficult for Noblesse to actually hold on to a proper Broodlord push, because every second that he's not moving around the map and attacking, these infestors are gaining more energy. And they're going to have so many fungals, so many infested Terrans ready to support those Broodlords that I don't see, the possibly 9 to 13 Viking count doing anything.
To be totally frank, I feel like this game, we're going to find out if I'm wrong here, but I think a lot of this game just ended when that big counterattack in the Zerg occurred.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was too well done.
The Zerg has got way too much flexibility. Think of how close the last game was. Now look at the splice here, 187 to 130.
Yeah.
Noblesse in a deficit, trying to scrape together the fourth base over here, which will in fact be hit. As you can see on the mini map, there's a blob sort of in the middle of that. Yeah, that red gaggle of Broodlords, or a murder of Broodlords.
Murder? I don't know. I think it's a business of Broodlords.
It's definitely not a pride of Broodlords.
No, it's definitely not a pride. Someone suggested GG of Broodlords. In this case,
I like that. This is a GG of Broodlords. That's pretty funny. And you see, there's just not much that he can do against this. You see there's a scan, which will allow Noblesse to know this probably won't work, but does he really have an option? No, he does not.
Well, here come those Vikings. They're going to clump, and there's going to be some sick fungals. There you go. Yeah, between fungal plus corruptor, those Vikings are not long for this world, Tasteless. And
I would expect to see GG here in about a minute.
Within a minute, I would say. I mean, you may as well leave now. He's half the supply. He absolutely has no way to recover the tech he needs to even fight this army.
GG. All right, Soulkey.
A little bit anticlimactic there, but you know what? Noblesse, obviously a strong player to get into Code S. Thing is, Soulkey definitely showing superior skills this game.
Noblesse, it's a tense moment for him here. He's played his first match here in Code S, but he hadn't played in for a while. He's now in the losers group, which means he has the hardest possible scenario to get out now.
Yeah.
The rest of the people in this group are very good, very skilled, very scary. And I don't know. We're going to see what other strats he's got. I like the strat in game number 1. That was really cool.
Yeah.
The barracks inside the
totally.
expansion.
Yeah, I mean, Noblesse is a good player, and he'll be back. And I'm not even saying he's not even out yet, but it feels like he's outclassed in this group. This is a tough group.
It feels like it's almost virtually impossible for him to now get out of the group. Yeah. But we'll see. You never know what to expect. We had MVP eliminated first yesterday, so anything can happen. We're going to take a quick little break, and when we return, we're going to have more StarCraft 2 action for you here at the GSL Code S.